something is very wrong here. Nothing they are saying feels good to me. Honestly, the thing that they said that felt the best to me is when they said that there's probably somebody else involved. That sounds about right.
Candace Owens is putting the spotlight on the messiest details. Timeline gaps, the whole was the rifle disassembled or not moment, outfit swaps, and a debated limp. No verdicts here, just receipts on replay so we can see what clicks and what cracks. Candace cites TMZ's clip showing a man in a maroon shirt walking near campus at around 8:07 a.m., then points to Governor Spencer Cox saying Tyler Robinson arrived at UVU at 8:29 a.m. in a gray Dodge Challenger wearing the same maroon tee and light shorts, per the press conference recap. So was that earlier walk-up just pre-arrival scouting, or does the footage-to-car timestamp create a puzzle piece that doesn't click?
They're saying that after that video that you just saw of him walking, he got into his car and then drove to campus, and then at 8:29 p.m. on campus is when he arrived. Already confusing, but let's just keep going.
What reasons does the other side provide? Earlier neighborhood sightings can be pre-arrival movement that doesn't negate the state's timestamps. Multiple cameras, different clocks, and clip context routinely produce confusing moments that get reconciled once full footage and metadata are aligned.
Then we're back to TMZ, and they release that at 11:49 a.m., they have footage of the shooter who has now changed his outfit.
Dark clothes here, maroon fit there, plus a limp that some commentators suggest equals rifle in the pants.
So this is 11:49 a.m. Charlie Kirk has not yet been shot. Take a look at this. Okay, and for those of you that are listening to this on audio, you are going to see someone who appears to be limping, okay? So maybe he changed his outfit at some point and now he's limping, and the idea that we're seeing floated is that he's limping because he's holding the gun in his pants, okay? That's kind of what's been floated, okay? That has not particularly come from the feds. I don't believe so, but he's limping now and he's got on a different outfit. Okay.
So is the gate about concealment, adrenaline, or just camera angle illusions? What does the other version look like? The case didn't hinge on concealment gate analysis. It leaned on the weapon recovery, DNA hits, palm and footwear impressions, and the rooftop escape path. The limp talk may be catchy, but the weight is in lab results and itemized scene collections.
But at 12:23 p.m. is when Charlie Kirk is shot, okay? And 12:23 p.m. is when in that same minute is when we have footage that shows us that as the crowd ducks, and it's blurry, the shooter runs across the rooftop. I'm gonna tell you why that's significant. So 12:23, Charlie Kirk is shot, and we are going to have an angle of that and the image of the black person in black rather, that is running across the rooftop. Take a look at this.
Candace flags 12:23 p.m. as the shot.
There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots. You guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe.
Then zeroes in on that rooftop clip of a figure sprinting across the buildings like parkour with a plot twist. The hot debate: could someone allegedly fire from a bolt-action setup, then disassemble, stash, and still bolt across rooftops at that speed in seconds without missing a beat?
The reason why that footage is problematic, as you start to see them ducking and then you see the shooter immediately start moving across the rooftop, is that their narrative is that he disassembled the gun and then started running. So that's a bit confusing to us of how he was able to do that so quickly. An unbelievable amount of hunters, guns, people that reached out to me and said, that just didn't happen.
What reasons does the other side provide? We'll show you in just a bit. But for now, George Zinn, a name floated amid talk of a decoy or misidentification during the frantic early phase. The 71-year-old, who allegedly shouted, "I shot him, now shoot me," was cuffed on the spot and briefly turned headlines into suspect in custody. According to reports, Zinn later admitted he lied to let the real suspect flee and was charged with obstruction.
He's making noise He's signaling that he's somehow shot the guy, and at 12:52 it gets announced that the suspect is in custody, so nobody needs to look around anymore because this suspect in custody. But actually, I guess George Zinn just does that. He just does that, I guess, like just wants people to think he's done something, but he hasn't actually done anything. That again to me feels like he's a decoy. Like more people are involved in this, and I will say that. We don't know, but we know that something's wrong with this.
What does the other version look like? George Zinn's false claim was chaos, not cover. He was swiftly separated from the investigation and charged with obstruction after admitting he lied to let the real suspect get away, which aligns with transparent updates once facts solidified. The TMZ backyard clip, the one with a dark figure darting behind houses post-shooting. And whew, the pixels are working overtime for such a camera-heavy campus, right? If the university and nearby streets are dotted with lenses, why is the most replayed after shot the blurriest one on the internet?
Then at 12:29 p.m., we have TMZ showing us that there's a person running through the backyard. They are saying this appears to be the suspect running. Okay, now we're going to show you that clip. It is very grainy, so they're alleging that that's him. We couldn't confirm that, and the feds have not confirmed that, but it does show you that someone's running across the back. Again, that's at 12:29 p.m. I don't know. We don't know.
According to reports, the rifle believed to have been used was found nearby, wrapped in a towel, with DNA reportedly matching the suspect, along with a screwdriver recovered from the roof, raising some, what was being tinkered with up there, energy. A circulated photo shows an assembled bolt-action rifle in a box, while the narrative includes talk of disassembly and concealment. So which is it? Quick breakdown or intact drop?
The weapon, they say, was found in the woods, and it was wrapped by a dark towel. Okay, now, when they gave us a photo of that weapon, it was fully assembled. So this is kind of what Michael Savage is saying. He's saying, okay, so then they reassembled it, or maybe the feds did. Maybe they're going to clarify that they reassembled it for a photograph, but we are told that it was found wrapped in a dark towel. Then we have been told that a screwdriver was found on the roof. So they're sticking to this implication that he perhaps undid this gun while he was on the rooftop, and he, wanted to make sure he unscrewed it with the screwdriver, left the screwdriver behind, but took the gun, but then left the gun in the woods. Okay. Then we get, and this has not been contextualized, and I can't wait until it is contextualized.
What reasons does the other side provide? The rifle was recovered intact, wrapped in a towel, with DNA linking it to the suspect. A screwdriver found on the roof is more consistent with handling equipment or gaining access than with disassembling the firearm. The phrase, "no gun in the frames," reflects camera or compression limitations rather than confirming the firearm's absence. Okay, here's the footage. So? You catching that? Spill your version in the comments.
We get photos that are the shooter. This is when the FBI came out and said he's in a stairwell. We don't know exactly where that stairwell is. He's in outfit number 2, so the outfit change has happened, okay? There's no timeline again, but we can discern that there is no weapon that is in his pant leg, because we can see him bending one leg in one photo, and we can see him bending the other leg in another photo. So we're unclear about this. What is clear is that there is a ton of cameras on this campus. There is a lot of footage that they could release to make the public feel better about this. I mean, tons of different angles. I don't know why we're getting grainy shots at all. There have been tons of people online going through the tech stack of UVU campus and saying, like, hey, why are we getting grainy images? Why don't you give us clearer images? In fact, you guys could show us an image here, 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 here. they're not doing that. They're just going with this like grainy image and saying that's it. And you can get this grainy image, but we can't tell you much more. Now, again, it's an open investigation. They're under a lot of pressure. There is no question. I'm certainly not going to let this go. And I want the public to not let this go, because you were spiritually impacted by watching a man be publicly executed. And you need to keep that energy and understand that something is very wrong here.
What does the other version look like? Cameras everywhere doesn't mean instant public access to every angle and perfect clarity. Investigators share only what aids in gathering tips without jeopardizing the case, while higher quality, multi-angle footage is held for evidence and released through court proceedings.
Feels good to me. Honestly, the thing that they said that felt the best to me is when they said that there's probably somebody else involved. That sounds about right. 2 people, maybe these aren't even the same people. Maybe the guy in the maroon is not the same as the guy in the black shirt. That would make sense, because why change your outfit? Both of these look like you would blend in on a college campus, so why are you blending in twice? Does that make any sense to you? Why would you change your outfit? It's just like a random fashion show while you're going to murder someone? I just want to change my outfit for funsies. And then we hear that Tyler Robinson, when he is apprehended, it is communicated to us that he is wearing the maroon outfit. Now, I want to be clear. They said this was 33 hours later. So he changed his outfit, I mean, ostensibly because he wants to avoid detection, would be the only thing that's, I think, is reasonable to assume. But then he changes back into the outfit that he was wearing before the shooting. For what reason? 33 hours later, like no shower time? He's wanted them to know that it was him on the camera. That's not clear to me. Why are we changing outfits? Are we just 2 different people? I think it's reasonable to ask that question. Are there 2 different people that are involved?
And the other side, outfit swaps are a classic dodge, but here, the timeline, continuous surveillance, and DNA and physical evidence all track a single identified suspect along the same route and with the same recovered items, not multiple individuals.
Yield to them? Do I think this kid was involved somehow? Yeah. Do I think he did this alone? Absolutely not. This story makes entirely no sense.
The timeline's still buffering. The story continues in this video. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.